Next up, we've got the London derby between West Ham United and Tottenham Hotspur. We'll come on to West Ham in a minute, Steve, but I want to begin with Tottenham. You pointed out last week that they were a pretty good bet this season to break into the top four. Not that they would, but that the price was very, very big.
Yeah, well, they were 8-1. Man City was 7-4, and Arsenal were obviously odds on. So I thought 8-1 was a very, very decent price.
And they've had a great week, haven't they? That win over Liverpool was deserved. Most people felt.
Yeah, well, I flagged that up last week. Liverpool 6-5. I thought they were,
away from home.
Just too big. I didn't see them winning that game.
Something else you flagged up last week was Jermaine Defoe. I think 25-1 he was to be the Premier League top scorer. Steve mentioned that as an each-way bet. He's into 10-1 this morning, a lot shorter. So I suppose with Tottenham, you've not changed your opinion at all. Let's look a very good bet this season.
Absolutely, and there might be one or two more to come in there. But again, we associate Tottenham with good players, but we don't always associate Tottenham with consistency. And the aim is to buy players, and I said this about Man City, and I'll say it about Tottenham, who are used to playing well every week. And that means that you don't just play well when you've got the ball, but it means you play well when you haven't. And they've got that now. And to be fair, in a very even contest last week for 20 minutes, both themselves and Liverpool worked very, very hard when they didn't have the ball. They cancelled each other out. But I got the difference between the two sides psychologically were if you'd given Liverpool the draw before the game, the way they played, they would have took it. If you'd given Tottenham the draw before the game, the way that they played, they wouldn't have. And that's why for the last 20 minutes of the first half, they had 3 great chances and took the game by the scruff of the neck. It was only after they'd scored that Liverpool thought, hold on a minute, we've got to now shake our ideas up and try and get back in this game. And that was the difference. Liverpool would have, if they could have played there all day. If the game had reflected the first 20 minutes, they wouldn't have won that game, but they'd have been happy to go away with a draw. Yeah,
and I think it reflects the confidence in Tottenham's camp when they're at home to a team like Liverpool and they're trying to win that match. It shows that they believe in themselves. We knew Tottenham had a great defensive midfielder in Wilson Palacios, Steve, who breaks up the play and does all those things.
Fantastic.
We've seen him midweek get his first goal in the Premier League.
That's a difference between Hull City, isn't it?
But he can really get forward. I mean, would you say if he does that regularly, we're looking at one of the very best central midfielders in the Premier League there?
Without doubt. I mean, I think, to be fair, all of a sudden now we are actually getting, these sorts of players are getting the credit that they deserve, because for many, many years they went under the radar. It wasn't even known about that, that players like those did the job that they did. But I think because you've got now more football being covered and people are better educated, there's no doubt about that, what they watch now, through listening to ex-players and seeing what's important in the game, because it isn't just about what looks nice on the eye, and it's also about the way that you play when you're playing badly and how you influence a game when you haven't got the ball, and that's important. He's the type of player I've seen many, many times, covering for other players and then breaking up play that would otherwise, in previous years against Tottenham, people would have taken advantage of situations that they would have made Tottenham pay. Yeah, well, Tottenham looking good. Looking at the game, Steve, West Ham, I mean, what do you expect from them in this sort of match when they're up against a team who are probably a little bit stronger than them? Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, with regard to they've got more firepower, Tottenham, there's no doubt about that. West Ham had a good win at Wolves. Everyone questioned, shall we say, how good a win it was, because Wolves had just come up. But we've just seen Wolves winning the week, and that was a fantastic result. And Wolves actually didn't play that badly at home. So that was a great result for West Ham. I don't see an awful lot in it. I don't see West Ham winning the game. I think probably the best we're going to get for West Ham is a draw, simply because Tottenham have got that little bit of firepower, that little bit more belief. But it'll be an interesting encounter. I don't see a lot between them. If you're telling me, hand on heart, possibly Tottenham might sneak it, but I wouldn't be surprised of a draw. No, absolutely. Tottenham the stronger team, but I think home advantage maybe balances it out. It won't be 5-1, no. They're not Hull City, aren't West Ham. If you do fancy the draw in this match, it's available at a price of 12-5. Tottenham to win away from home are 6-4. West Ham 21-10. Instead, we've gone on Tottenham on the Asian handicap. Now, it's a bit complicated, this, but it's Tottenham with a quarter goal start on the Asian handicap. So you have your stakes, and it's split in half. Half of it gets put on Tottenham with a 0 goal start, and half of it on Tottenham with a half goal start. Basically, you're looking for Tottenham to win the match, and you've got a bit of a safety net if it's a draw. That's available at evens. And the second bet, well, under 2.5 goals might surprise some people when Tottenham have just scored 5, but West Ham are much tighter at the back, and they'd probably take a 0-0, to be honest, in this match. So under 2.5 goals is our second bet. Not a bad price. It's available at 9-10.